the U.S. has had 44 presidents. Of those 44 presidents, 3 of our presidents have gone through an impeachment trial. Those 3 presidents were Andrew Jackson, Richard Nixon, and Bill Clinton. The only one that got away with dirty hands is Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon is the only president to ever resign from office, and he didn't do it for the betterment of our country, but rather to save his own reputation, so he wouldn't stay under the books as impeached. The reason for his resignation was the Watergate scandal, which occurred during the 1970s, and it turned into this huge scandal because it involved so many people, and Nixon put all of them into certain trials and even prison, and he got away with it. So I chose the Watergate scandal because I had recently learned about it, and then I found it to be interesting, but as I researched it more, I actually understood how powerful Nixon's decisions and cover-ups were. So I felt like I needed to share that with you guys so you guys can learn about the scandal. So once you learn more about the Watergate scandal, you'll be able to see how media and the Senate were able to bring down Nixon and his presidency. And then my main points are what was the Watergate scandal? How did the newspaper play a role? And how did the Senate accomplish their goal on taking down Nixon? So to understand the severity of Nixon's actions, we have to look back at the Watergate scandal, and it happened on May 17th, 1972. 5 burglars were caught breaking into the Democratic National Committee's office in Watergate, Washington, D.C. And what they were found doing was wiretapping the phones there. So those 5 burglars were arrested under perjury, obstruction of justice, and disturbance of communication. During that same time period, Richard Nixon was running for the re-election, and he had his own committee called the Committee of Re-election of the President, which was called CREEP. So eventually there was evidence that linked the burglars to CREEP, to the head of CREEP, and then that's when the Senate started cracking down on the investigation. And then this scandal pretty much blew up out of proportions. It started out as one little thing and then kept growing. And from CREEP, it moved on to Richard Nixon's actual staff advisor and aides that had more